concealer. So today I'll be using the Lasting Perfection foundation. It's really good coverage, it's affordable as well, and the colour that I got was, whatever it says, cool beige. So that's the bottle itself, and it's got 30ml in, which is just a normal amount. And to be honest with you, you don't really need that much of the product. I'm just using whatever was on there and just popping it on my face. Use a little bit on my eye. I don't like to put too much product on my eye because we'll be using a concealer. So my brush itself that I'm using, it's called Makeup Gallery. It's just like a fluffy brush, and I'll be using that to blend in my foundation. So as you can see, I'm blending it in now. Always make sure if your hair is up, or just in general, to always get the ear as well, and behind the ear. That's if you're wearing your hair up, just because you don't want it to look complete different colours when your hair's up. And like I was saying, I'm using this brush to blend in my foundation just because I feel as though when I use the beauty blenders, this is my own personal preference, but when I use the beauty blenders, I feel as though it just absorbs all the product, and then you're using more of the foundation or whatever you're putting it on with. So I always find it more beneficial using a brush because I feel like you can get more product blended in, and it'll get all the awkward bits as well, like around your nose. Right, so now that's the base done. I'm going to be using, I've got two concealers, so I'll be using my MAC AA6, and I've got my collection concealer, which is in number 01. I think it used to be shown as lemon, but I think it's just shown now as fair. So I'm going to be using this one firstly. This is the collection one, and I'm just going to cut out my eyebrows. So just stroke it on. Doesn't matter if it's not neat. And again with the next eyebrow too. Try not to touch the hair though, because then when you put on your eyebrow product, it's just going to blend and it'll look great. So what I'm going to blend this in is with my beauty blender. You can get these from Primark, Boots, Superdrug, anywhere like that, and any sort of markets do sell them as well. I've got a pack from, I think it was, yeah, B&M, you can tell by there, and you get like 20 makeup sponges, and obviously these ones were included, but you get like these little cute ones too. So I think it's really good to go to like B&M Home Bargains, because that's where you can get all like the cheap buys. So now I'm going to blend it in, just making sure it's all dabbed in there. So I've got a nice base for the eyeshadow, and again on this side. I'm not going to put any powder on to set it because I like to put the eyeshadow on top of it while it's wet and quite sticky, just so that the product sticks to it better. And it really brings out the pigment as well, I think. Now for the concealer on the face, I'm going to be using the MAC AA6. This is really good coverage. I'm going to take my Makeup Revolution brush, it's just a flat brush, and I'm going to dip into the product. And I just like to get the dark bits underneath my eye. A little bit more product on. So it's like a bit of a triangle that I'm going for. You don't even need to put this much product on, but I always do just to get the coverage. And I like it being really light around the eyes because it makes the eyeshadow stand out more. So with this, I'm also going to blend in with the same beauty blender. Don't worry if it's got the old product on, that's absolutely fine, it's just concealer. And we're just going to blend right up to here. Try not to touch the eye because we've already got product on there. So now that the face is all set with the foundation as the base, concealer, I do need to put some translucent powder on. So the translucent powder, just setting powder to set your face, is the one from George. Still got the sticker on. and it's yeah, it's just literally called Translucent George. So it's white, and I'll be using a different beauty blender, taking the product there and just going along where I put the concealer just to set it in place. So now that I look quite stupid, but now that that's all set in place, I'm going to be applying the eyeshadow on now. So a good little tip I think is when, I know quite a lot of people do the eyeshadow before they've done the face, just in case they get all the excess eyeshadow all over the face. And I like to do it this way because what happens is if I get any like fallout underneath my eye, I can literally just get a brush and just brush it away where the powder is. So I think by setting your face and doing your eyes, it just makes more sense to me, but each their own, like everyone does the makeup routine totally different. So the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to use is the MAC Studio. In this palette itself, you've got quite a lot of nude, shimmery, like a browny grey tones, and this is what's going to create my smoky eye look. So if you're sitting at home now and you're watching me, that's great. If you're sitting at home now and you're watching me and you want to go through the step-by-step routine, then what I would do firstly is look at your makeup brush set, go for the fluffiest brush, so nothing too stumpy, just quite fluffy and a nice blend to it. What I've taken from my brush set is this brush here. It's quite fluffy, as you can see. It's got some flexibility in it as well. So once you have your makeup brush, then go into your eyeshadow palette. So the palette itself, I've just went for you don't have to do the exact same colours as me, but this will give you an idea of how I go about creating the look. So the eyeshadow colours that I'm going to use firstly are going to be the lighter nude ones. I'm going to be starting with this colour here to get the base on, and then I'll be gradually building up and getting into the darker shades. So I've just dipped into the lighter shade. You're going to have quite a lot of fallout on your brush, just make sure you tapped on your hand. A lot of people do blow into the brushes, but I probably wouldn't recommend it because I've done it before and it just goes all over, either on your clothes, over your makeup kit, or even it'll go on your face. So it's entirely up to you, but just make sure you tap that excess off. And now we're going to go in and build the colour up. The motions that I'd be doing with my eye now is like quite circular motion. You don't want to take it too high, but you just want to blend it out. So I'd say blend up and then blend it out. Right, so as I explained before, I'll be starting off with these colours, going to the darker colours later. I have just used that colour on both eyes here. I'm now going to be going in with a slightly darker tone. Again, going in the same brush, tapping it off and then building it up. So I've got the colour on now. What I'm going to do is work more on the corner of my eye there, building up and around. But also remember to try and blend it out. So now that I've went with 2 shades, I'm going to go one darker. So in your palette now, if you've gone from quite light to dark, go a little bit darker, similar shades. I'm going to go in with this shade here. It's more of a slightly darker grey. Them two are quite like a brownie grey, which has created that look. So can you see how it's now coming together a little bit more? On this side, this is where I've put 3 eyeshadows on, different shades, and you've got more of the smoky pulled out look. On this side, it's not so dark, but what I'm going to do is just use the exact same colours and go in again like I did with that. Remember, keep pulling it out to get that smoky cat eye look. So the darker the colour, the more trickier it gets if you're wanting to blend it out. So use little amounts to start off with, as I was explaining earlier on in the video. Less is more, and just keep building the product up. I'm just going to go a bit dark on the inner corner here. So I'm quite happy with how they've turned out. Not too harsh, bit of a smoky pulled out effect. Underneath my eyes now, I'm going to be taking quite a stumpy little brush, as you can see there. It's got a little stumpiness on. It's got a bit of product on as well, actually. And I'm going to be working the colours that I started off with underneath my eyes. So, and just go under your waterline. just very gently because it'll make your eyes water. So this part is entirely up to you now. If you wanted to stay matte, keep it like that. Probably go with quite a white nude tone. So like that there, you could take that in, just make it so matte in a smoked eye. Or you could also go for quite a shimmery look, so you can tell the difference there. That is more of the shimmer, and that is probably more of the matte. As you can tell, it's more like powdery. So it's up to you what your finished look will be. So I am going to do a cut crease. What I'm going to do is take the brush that I got before. Cut creases, they can be hard and difficult to work with, especially depending on what colour you've got on your eyes to start with. What I would do is take your concealer. So I'm just looking for mine. Too much clutter going on here. Here we are. So I'm going to use the MAC and I'm going to dip enough the brush that I use my concealer. So make sure you're using a flat brush. A lot of people, right, so I've got the flat brush. I'm going to start, I want it to come to about here. So I'm going to, just where my eye is, I'm just going to tap the brush on here. So I've got like a working point, but I'm going to go for like an oval shape. So I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Right, so now I've got both cut creases done. They don't look exactly perfect right now, but what I'm going to do is with the cut crease, I'm going to go in with quite of a darker shade like I was using here, and I'm just going to bring it in and just make less of a harsher line. So in your eyeshadow palette, go in with the darker shade that you used, which is probably going to be that one for me, and then start bringing it in. So now that you've done your cut crease, I would just take the fluffiest brush you've got and brush the translucent powder off. Don't worry too much about that line because we will neaten that up. Again, with the other side of your face too. So what I'm going to do just to neaten this out is use the beauty blender. Where you see the little point there, I'm actually going to take the translucent powder, dip it in, and then do a nice little line across there, just so you can get the shape of it. Right, so now that I've neatened that up, I'm going to go in and use this brush for my eyebrows. It's just an angled brush. It's really good at defining the shape of your eyebrow. I'm going to be using the Pretty Little palette, which I always use all the time, and I'm going to be using a darker shade, which is that there, and it's like a dark brown, and I'm just going to cut out my eyebrows with the eyeshadow. It's entirely up to you what you want to use. You can use eyebrow pencil, anything that you feels best for your eyebrows. I'm in desperate need of getting them done, so let's see what I can do. So I like to start underneath just to get the shape, and then we'll work in with more colour. Right, I'm going to go in with the eyeliner. This is the Rimmel Glam Eyes. It's a cute little brush. It'll help you get that defined wing, and when you put your lashes on, it'll all just sit together nicely. So when you're doing your winged liner, I always go as close to the lash line as possible. So I'll start here, and then I'm going to just wing it very, very slightly. So now that both eyes are done, I'm going to go in with these Pound lashes. They're from Pound Lashes. And they are actually at £1. They're there between £1 to like £1.50, but they're really good. So I'm going to be using this lash. It's called Dream, and I'm just going to make sure it's got that bend there, because I haven't worn these ones. I've got so many. Right, so I've got the lash. I've just literally placed it in the corner, Now I'm going to like squeeze it down to my eyelash on the lash line. It's just making sure that you've got that all level. Right, so that is both lashes on. Absolutely love them. They're so cute. Very lightweight as well, so it doesn't feel like you've got lashes on when you've got them on, if that makes sense. Moving on, I'm going to start doing the lip liner. And yesterday when I went to the Metro Centre, I got this cute little lip gloss from Primark. Obviously, you don't just go to Metro Centre and not go to Primark, so there was a bit of a queue, but it's my first time in a long time since I've been. So first things first, it's £1.50, so I wasn't expecting the best, but when I put it on my hand, it's so like creamy and buttery, and it doesn't feel really sticky and tacky. It feels like just really lightweight, and that's what it does say, to be honest. It's lightweight ultra shine lip gloss, and it's got the nude effect, so I really like that, and it's a good pigment too. So I'm gonna go ahead now and apply the lip liner a little bit. So here's the lip combo. This is Rimmel, and this is it's actually an eyebrow pencil, but I only use it on my lips because it's the only like brown shade that I like, and I think it just stands out more. And this is Collection. This is the moisturising lip cream. Right, so that's the lip done. The reason why I've done it now and not last is because I wanted to try and get as matte as possible, because I'm going to be putting that gloss on top. So I just want to make sure when I put it on, it's not combining the two and making it look claggy. So what I'm going to do now is do my contour. What I like to use is this. I can't ever pronounce it, and I'm not even going to try. I think it's Bourjois Paris. I can't pronounce it, but I'm going to be using that now. So this is probably one of my oldest brushes actually. I think I got it off eBay quite a while ago, and it's just an angled brush, but I like to do that to chisel my cheekbones. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. No, I'm kidding. So the contour is now done. I have put translucent powder underneath. I just feel like it's better when it bakes underneath. It'll make your cheekbones stand out a bit more. I am now going in and using a little bit of, as what I call, a blusher. It's actually one of the eyeshadows in my Inglot palette. I literally created this myself. Well, didn't create it, but I put all the colours together. And we've got this like cute little pink moment, and I love it. So I'm just going to take it and just put it on my little cheeks here. I think it gives you a nice glow instead of just looking caked in my... So this is literally one of my favourite parts. It's a highlighter moment. It's a MAC highlighter. It's called Beamin' Blush, and it's so cute. Look at that. It's like a goldy pink. I'm going to use that on my Revolution brush. It's an angled brush that I like to use for the highlighter, and I'm just going to dip that in. Quite a lot of people use littler brushes, and I know some people as well. And I used to do it, but it's because I ran out of it, is use setting spray and on the brush, spray it on, dip it into the highlighter, and then it gives it more of a beaming look. It's such a lovely highlighter. Now I'm just going to brush off the translucent powder and just try and blend it all in as one. So now for the part that I've been dying to do is the High Gloss by Primark, and the name is Iconic Nude. Oh, doesn't sound pleasant. It doesn't really have a taste, but it smells lush. Wow. You don't even need that much on. Look how high gloss it is. £1.50, girls. Boys, can't go wrong. So this is the finished look. I absolutely love it. I'm not one to wear like a grey eyeshadow and do like a smoky eye, but I do generally really like this. So I will list all the products as well on the description. And if anyone's got any questions at all, makeup related or whatever, just drop me a message and I'll be more than happy to reply. But yeah, I hope everyone liked it, and it's just a cute little video of how I do my smoky eye makeup look.